It's the 2023 Battle of the Skies, one of the biggest rivalries in the GMC, and definitely a huge feud for these two teams. The Mason Comets taking on the Sycamore Aviators, Week 8 GMC football. It's going to be a great matchup. My name is Adam Little, joined alongside my partner for this broadcast, Daniel Panetti. Daniel, ready for some football?
Oh, I'm definitely ready. It's a beautiful night for football. We're finally past those 80, 90 degree days. You know, you get those 70 degree kickoff weather, and it's going to be really good. These two teams, they've had a bit of a different start to the season, but both find themselves at 4-3 with a chance to take possibly up to the third spot in the GMC. So a rematch of Mason's homecoming game from last year, and it's going to be close all night.
Should be a great one as Max Gope, the sophomore kicker, back to squib it away for Sycamore. And Sycamore receives it right at the 48-yard line. So an interesting start there, Daniel. I think I'm not really sure what the call there was, but Sycamore's going to start with good field position.
Yeah, as Mason maybe trying to catch Sycamore, without them knowing, trying to get the ball early. So, there's a guy on this offense you want to circle. Well, actually, there's three. It's that quarterback, Seth Truther, the wide receiver, Gio Garrett, and probably the most impactful of them all is the senior Eugene Harney. He's by far one of their most impactful players. Wasn't able to play last year due to an injury, and he's going to have a huge impact tonight.
Yeah, a lot of returnees for this Sycamore offense as Truther lines up in the shotgun. He'll hand it up off the middle to Eugene Harney. But the Comets stuff him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
That's going to be huge tonight, generating pressure on the defensive line if you're Mason, especially the passing game too. Truther, he likes to get the ball out quick, and he can be pretty aggressive throwing into some tight windows. 10 interceptions on the year, and this Mason team, they have some big ball hawks on defense.
They're actually going to mark him down for a loss of 1 on that run. 2nd and 11. Empty backfield for Seth Truther as he drops back, looking towards the right side of the field, and finds Drew Datillo for the quick pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 5, or 3rd and 5, excuse me.
And Mason already with a big chance to get off the field and be a nice momentum starter. It's home game. We already know it's the Battle of the Skies, how important of a game this can be. So if you're able to get a quick 3 and out to start, it'd be huge for the majority of the game.
Yeah, and Sycamore, started with that beautiful field position near almost that midfield, and be a huge stop for this Comet defense. Sycamore lines up behind their senior quarterback, Truther, in the shotgun. And it'll be a quick draw up the middle to Harney, and Harney finds some open space for a 10-plus yard pickup, more than enough for the first down.
Yeah, there's that strength from Harney that we're gonna mention a lot tonight, so be ready for that. It's why he's one of the best rusher in the GMC, yards-wise, 850 going into this game, and he has a breakout game. There's a chance we see him reach that 4-digit mark.
1st and 10 now for Sycamore at the Comets' 37-yard line on that left hash. Pretty condensed set here for the Aviators. See if they lean back to Harney on 1st down, and it will be a jet sweep to Chase Terrell near the edge of the sideline and pushed out of bounds after a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, Terrell, the senior, he about 40 carries on the season, just ticking over 100 yards. He's one of those sneaky players that is being kind of outshined a little bit by that 3-headed monster of their main guys, but he's a guy who can make a sneaky good impact.
2nd and 7 now for the Comets. Or for the Aviators, excuse me. Fake handoff to Harney as Truther looking down the field for a wide open touchdown to who other than Gio Garrett, the senior receiver, 3rd in the GMC in receiving touchdowns, and he adds to his total there.
Yeah, I was just about to mention how good of a player that this guy is. As you said, most receiving touchdowns Also receiving yards, 591. That puts him over 600 for the season. That's his 8th of the year, and he had a huge game last year against his Comets team, 160 yards, and caught that huge trick play for a touchdown, which went for 70. You know, he's one of the best players in the GMC by far.
And the Aviators knock the extra point through the uprights, so Sycamore takes the quick 7-0 lead to open up the battle of the skies here. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left in this first quarter. Still a lot of time left on the clock, but Sycamore strikes early.
Yeah, now it's a matter of seeing how this Mason offense can respond. It's going to be the second week that we see Quinn Brown back from that injury he suffered against Oak Hills in that Week 2 game, but it really looked like last week when Quinn Brown went back out for this offense that they kind of had a bit of a spark and were in sync a lot more than we've seen them this season. I know, of course, the backup quarterbacks, Caden Ashers and Ashton Schaaf, did a nice job filling in for the captain, but him being back, it just brings a huge boost to that offensive morale.
Yeah, and you mentioned Brown played that first half last week and played very well. Had a few passing touchdowns. The Comets put up 35 points in that first half, so clearly something was going right, and it was a nice game for Brown to just ease in. But now he's got a test against their rival Sycamore tonight.
Yeah, it was 4 for 6 last week, 97 yards, and he's probably gonna have to throw a little more than 6 times. But a guy we finally saw last week, Braden Greer, his first touchdown of the season. And I've been saying for weeks that, it just feels like he's been a game away from getting back to his old self, from that top 5 GMC receiver he's always been. So, with Brown back, it's a huge opportunity to see him break out.
Schnell boots it away, returned by Dunn, and Dunn finds open space past the 40 to the Mason 41-yard line. So a nice return there by the junior, Brandon Dunn. And Comets will start with some nice field position themselves.
Yeah, both teams, nice jobs on the returns. Of course, Sycamore was that weird little squib kick that gave him that field positioning. But, Mason, it's really just hard to predict what you're going to see from this offense. And, guys like Terry Adesanya, who got 10 carries last week. And, of course, Quinn Brown, who we just mentioned, how he's going to play coming back.
It's going to be Blevins the back for the Comets as Brown in the shotgun. Blevins to his left, 3 receiver set. Man in motion is done as he will take the toss on the outside, finds about 5 yards on the pickup there. Looks like they're going to give him 6.
Yeah, might see a lot more action from Dunn tonight. Only 1 reception last week. Didn't get any handoffs. This Mason team, they're full of speed on the outside. They have a lot of guys run in. 7 guys who ran the ball last week. They like to move around the ball a lot.
Ball lined up on the left hash. Now Comets have it at their own 47. 8:28 left in the first quarter. Dunn in motion again. This time it'll be a handoff down the middle to Blevins. He lunges forward for a 4-yard pickup. And one ref is giving him the first down, and one is not, so they're going to give it to him after that 4-yard pickup. Very close there, but a nice job of Blevins falling forward for the first.
Yeah, not surprised seeing the run approach so far from Mason. I assume Coach Little and Coach Kastner are still trying to ease in Brown as much as they can, with the small sample size last week.
There'll be a toss on the right side to Blevins. Blevins finding some green grass and a burst of speed past the first down marker for 15 yards, and that will be another Comet first down. So the Comets really getting Dunn and Blevins involved early. They're liking, moving the ball to the perimeter.
Yeah, it is another run. Blevins, the best rusher on this Mason team. That's his 48th carry of the year. Only 1 touchdown so far this season. We might see him hopefully get that 2nd or maybe even 3rd tonight.
Dunn in motion. Brown will take the snap, hands it off to Blevins up the middle again, and charges forward for an 8-yard pickup. So Blevins, another nice first down pickup there.
Yeah, he's just running with some aggression right now. 8 yards, 23 last week, and that's when he got that first touchdown. And, you know, right now it's working. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. That was one of my big things I said last year, and it's that same thing. You know, who knows? Maybe he's this year's Nick Sailors.
Averaging 5 yards a carry headed into this game, and nearing 10 yards a carry tonight. Dunn in motion again. Fake toss to Adesanya. Brown rolling to his right on the play action. He'll take it himself, pick up the first down, and 5 more. 8 yards on the rush for a Comet first down.
Yeah, that's really what Mason has been missing a lot, is that speed of Quinn Brown. Being out, you wondered how aggressive he would be coming back on his feet, but he's showing that, you know, he's still that running quarterback that he's always been. Still haven't seen Mason throw the ball yet this drive, and probably for good reason. The Sycamore defense, very good against the pass.
Trips formation to the right for Mason. Adesanya is the back. Greer in motion. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the Comets. They'll walk back 5 yards to the Sycamore 26.
It's unfortunate. You can't give Sycamore any more room to work with, and you know, you've already been driving it down really good. We mentioned how good that this Sycamore defense is. We mentioned the ball hawkers on Mason's defense. It might even be better on Sycamore. Of course, the star safety corner, Trey Meadows, 4 interceptions, leading the GMC. One was a pick 6 against Coleraine, so you don't want to look his way.
Done in motion. Handoff to Adesanya up the middle, and stuffed immediately. Who other than Eugene Harney getting it done on defense as well.
Probably their best offensive player as well as their best defensive player. He is just the definition of a superstar. You know, he's going to fly over the field. He has 4 tackles for loss on the season, and I mean, what can't this kid do, really? You know, he was one of the big missing pieces last season when Mason won. It's been 5 years since Sycamore has taken down Mason. You know that they're playing with some extra aggression.
Makes it 5 tackles for loss on the season there. Brown in the shotgun on 2nd and 16. Dropping back, feeling some pressure. Throws it up to Bill Horn, and Bill Horn pulls it in. Or Lee McMains, the tight end.
And that's one way to throw a pass. You know, rarely do you see a jump throw like that, but Brown able to show that athleticism, gets it out. And Liam McMains, you know, you don't see him catch a ton of passes, but that's his 3rd of the year, and you know, they need him to get it done. He's going to get it done.
Yeah, and McMains, you know, started off the year playing pretty much solely on that defensive line, but the Comets, as the years progress, really is trying to work him more into that tight end position, just add some beef up front, and he can catch some passes as well. As it'll be a toss to Blevins on 3rd down. Lunges forward, but it will not be enough. Only a 2-yard pickup on the play. So 4th and 3 here, Daniel.
Keep the offense
definitely in Gogol's territory, but I think they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Kastner, he's been so aggressive this season. You know, you do got to get some points on the board, but man, it feels like a great opportunity. The offense is moving the ball, maybe the best it's been all season, and looks like they are going to keep the offense on.
Brown is under center for this 4th and 4. And they get Sycamore to jump.
Perfect hard count. Great call from Mason, and that's going to give them the first down. So now inside the 15. Mason looking to get on the board here first.
Yeah, again, just a really bad penalty there by Sycamores. That puts Mason in at the 10-yard line. 1st and goal now. 4:28 left in this first quarter. Let's see if they can punch it in the end zone here. Brown in the shotgun, trips to the left, as it will be a toss to Blevins. Feeling some heat from the Aviator front, and they stop him in the backfield. That will be a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, this Sycamore team, the 5th best in the GMC for giving up rushing yards. And if I'm Mason, you saw what you got from that one-on-one jump ball to Braden Greer last week. I think that's what you call. Give the guy a shot. He's one of the best pass catchers in the GMC. And, you know, it's 2nd down. You still got 2 more to work with. If it doesn't work, why not?
Clock winding down now, under 4 minutes left in the first, 3:45. Brown in the shotgun, Adesanya the back. Dunn in motion. It'll be a handoff to Adesanya, chugging his legs forward, and he'll pick up 4 yards on the carry. Still, Comets 8 yards shy of the end zone.
Yeah, Adesanya, he doesn't get the ball much, but when he does, he usually scores. Leads the team with 4 touchdowns on the year. And, you know, when they get into the red zone, inside the 10, inside the 5, that's the guy who they love to lean on. But it's 3rd down, 3rd and goal. You probably have to put the ball in Quinn Brown's hands.
3rd and 8 now. That's Brown dropping back. Looks like he's just going to take it himself. Falling forward. Picks up 4 yards, but that'll stop them short. 4th and 4, and looks like Coach Castor is going to bring the field goal unit onto the field. Max Gogol will look to knock it through the uprights.
Yeah, Gogol, he's been near perfect on the season. It feels like those 4th and shorts are probably the hardest ones to convert on, especially right in front of the end zone. So just get your 3 and bring the defense back out.
A 21-yard field goal attempt for the sophomore. It is up, and it is good. So the Comets on the board here with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, but the Aviators still on top, 7-3, as their offense will trot back onto the field. And a long possession there for the Comets, and if they can continue to, control that time of possession, that could be a huge factor in this game, Daniel.
Yeah, and it's not the 7 that you wanted, but at the end of the day, points is points. So you're able to get on. You move the ball very, very well that drive. It's a great sign for the rest of the game. Bring this defense back on, and if you're the defensive coordinator, you gotta just say, circle Garrett. Don't let him get past the secondary.
So it'll be Garrett and Harney back to return for Sycamore. It's Gogol. Boots it. That one, a nice catch there by Garrett at the 10-yard line. And Garrett trying to find some open space, but Comets contain him near the 20.
Yeah, nice job keeping him to the sideline, not letting him get any room. And you hope this defense, they learned from that last drive. They looked really good, especially against the run. Harney, he only had that one sort of big run. Just contain.
Nice play there on special teams by the senior defensive back, Stephen McCalmont. One of the leaders in this Comet secondary, Kyle Wilson, Charlie Raymond, Preston Estoesta. Some other notable names there. It'll be 1st and 10 for Sycamore. 1:58 left in the first. That's Truder. Be a Wildcat snap to Harney, driving right up the middle. And he shakes free of the Comet defense. No whistle called. Comets thought the play was over, but he'll charge forward.
He's still going.
For a 30-yard pickup.
Wow.
And Daniel, looked like that play was over, but, just an acrobatic play there by Eugene Harney, who took the Wildcat snap. Truder was lined up on the outside as a receiver.
Yeah, how do you break down that play? I mean, it looked like he just got stopped for pretty much no gain. Mason kind of seemed like they were just wrapping up from that play, and out of nowhere he just breaks free. He said no whistle, and you talk about turning nothing into something. He really turned nothing into something there.
So Sycamore has it near midfield now, right where they started their first possession. It'll be a screen pass to Branham, the junior. And Sycamore will pick up 6 yards on the pass, setting up a very manageable second down here.
Yeah, Nick Branham, a nice two-way star for this Sycamore team. You know, defense is primary position. He's one of the best defenders in the GMC, has an interception on the year, but he can get involved on this offense too, seeing it here early.
$30 left in the first. Sycamore taking their time.
Probably just
4 seconds on the play clock, and looks like they took their time a little bit too much, as that's going to force them to take their first time out of the first quarter.
Yeah, things they might just be trying to run out the rest of the clock here for the first quarter, but you know, you saw how much time Mason took off the clock, so maybe they're trying to switch that a little bit, take some time in possession of their own.
Sycamore going to run one more play here to end the first. Coach Kastner going to hype up his defense. Again, only one possession from the Comets in this first quarter, and Sycamore just now trotting onto the field.
Yeah, still
only run a few plays here in their second possession, so very quick first half here, Daniel.
Yeah, you're Mason, you're still hoping to see some pressure. Hopefully the sophomores, Juan Bates, John Hendricks, able to get to Truder a little bit.
As Truder takes the snap, hands it up off the middle to Harney. And Harney will be stopped at the second level. 2-yard pick. It'll be Noah Dowers to bring him down. Throws him down with authority there. The junior has had an electric season on that defensive line.
Yeah, one of the breakout guys for this Mason team. 6 tackles for loss. Had a huge game versus Princeton. Kept the team in there for all the way until the end. So you have a defensive breakout of the year so far. It's definitely Noah Dowers.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of action here at Dwyer Field. We'll be back with you for the rest of the Battle of the Skies matchup between the Sycamore Aviators and the Mason Comets here on Mason Sports Radio. Welcome back to Dwyer Field, the Battle of the Skies of Sycamore. Hands it off to Harney, blown up by the Comets defensive front on third down, and a huge stop there by the Comets defense. Interesting decision here for Sycamore. They decide to keep their offense on the field at the Comets 45. It looks like the punt unit's going to come on.
Yeah, no, you don't go for it in that situation. You just saw Mason. You know, that's a couple times tonight where they've blown the play up in the backfield, leaving Harney pretty much nowhere to go. You get a nice stop, bring this offense back on the field, and hopefully you get a lead.
Simpson punts it away. Muffed by Dunn, but he's able to fall on top of it at the Mason 14. So a lot of field to work with here to start the second quarter for the Comets. They'll trot onto the field for their second possession of the game.
Yeah, probably going to see a lot what we saw last drive, run heavy. You know, you're hoping you start seeing a little bit of play action. Brown threw the ball a couple times, but you know, with the way they run, those play action passes have led to some of the biggest plays for this Mason offense so far this season. So I'm expecting we see some of that.
Brown will line up in the shotgun. Blevins is the back. It'll be a handoff up the middle to him. Doesn't get much out of it. Picks up maybe a yard on the carry.
Chase Blevins, once again, seen him run a couple times tonight, and you can't have those 1 yard, 2 run plays on first down. You know, you're Sycamore. You gotta kind of know that those plays are coming. You know, hope. You know, we haven't seen it, but you wonder if Mason can maybe get some trickery of their own.
Brown looking towards the left side of the field, and he will find his target. I believe that was Greer with the catch, and it was.
Yes, his first.
6 yards on the pickup there. We'll set up 3rd and 2.
First reception of the night. Talked a little bit about Greer. You know, he mentioned he got his first touchdown last week on a nice jump ball versus Cole Rain. So, you know, Brown, it feels like one of his best targets has been Colin Billhorn, who leads the team right now in receiving yards with about 250. But Greer, you know, with a couple big games, he could easily top that mark.
Brown will hand it off up the middle to Blevins. Blevins falls forward for 3, and that will be enough for the Comets' first down as they will move the chains.
It's looking a lot different from last year. Mason, they took that 38-13 win on their homecoming night. The biggest name from that game, even though he's graduated right now, we still got to mention it, Nick Sailors. 5 total touchdowns, with a great way to kind of end his career for Mason. But Mason, they're kind of taking their time on offense this year and hoping to wind down that clock, not give Sycamore much time.
Brown, same exact play to Greer, just a quick 5-yard out route. It'll pick up about 3. Not a very nice spot there for the Comets, but they'll take the 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, starting to see Brown throw the ball a little more. You know, we said he's probably getting eased in a little bit still, but you know that adrenaline's probably rushing for him. It's his first home game back, and it's the battle of the skies too. You know he wants to throw all over the field tonight.
Oh yeah, I got max press. Yeah.
2nd and 8. Now with 8:50 left in the half. It'll be a jet sweep to Dunn, blown up in the backfield that time. Jihad Jabbar, the senior defensive lineman, blows up the play.
Yeah, Jabbar
for an 8-yard loss.
Probably the best guy on this Sycamore front 7. That's his 8th tackle for loss on the season, and he just read that play perfectly. You know, right there, right as the pitch was thrown, and that's a crusher for Mason.
Yeah, Jahar is sitting at 3rd in GMC in sacks right now. Definitely a huge presence on that defensive front. So a very long 3rd and 15 now for the Comets. Dunn in motion again. Brown will take the snap, dropping back, looking to find Greer, but overthrew him. And the punt unit will trot onto the field.
Yeah, disappointing end to the drive. You know, luckily it's still a 1-score game. You know, Sycamore, their offense has looked a little bit, a little on and a little off. They had to punt last drive, but they've shown that big play offense that they can be.
Brown, a beautiful punt there, will be fielded at the Sycamore 35. Comets punt unit does a nice job containing him there. And Garrett's just going to get taken down at the 35 for a 0-yard gain.
Yeah, that's perfect execution on the punt. Right as Garrett caught that pass, he had a guy in front of him to his right and to his left. So it looks like Mason's been practicing that punting unit in practice these past couple of weeks. They gave up that huge touchdown on the punt return against Princeton a few weeks ago, but that time, just perfect execution.
Yeah, and quarterback / punter Quinn Brown hasn't been able to throw the ball past 2 weeks of practice, so getting a lot of reps in there at that punter position.
Yeah,
put that leg to work.
Probably felt like that was his primary position for a couple weeks.
So it'll be another Wildcat formation here for the Aviators. Harney in the backfield. This one going to be a fake end around and blown up behind the line. Kai Wufolk, the senior linebacker, and Tyler Dalton in there as well.
Yeah, Woolfolk, the best defender on this Mason defense, one of the top leaders in tacklers for just in the GMC in general. That's his 69th of the year and his 8th tackle for loss on the season. His senior. A lot of this Mason team is seniors, so he's going to be a big name that's going to be missed next year.
We'll mark it down as a 2-yard loss. Sycamore will have it at their own 33, 2nd and 12. 7:02 left in the first half. A quick screen pass to Harney. Harney finds an opening and charges forward for 8 yards there on the pass.
Yeah, Sycamore, they like running that screen to Harney. We've seen it a couple of times with that tendency he has of just breaking the first 2 tackles pretty much guaranteed. He gets to the outside, he's more than likely gone. So Mason, they've done a great job so far tonight. And they hope to keep that trend going.
3rd and 4 now. As the Aves have a man in motion, it's Datillo. Truder looking towards the right side of the field. Takes a big hit by Kai Wufolk. The ball's out. And the Comets sideline is saying they have the ball.
Just wait the call.
And a huge turnover there. Noah Dowers comes out of the pile on top with the ball.
How about that for a change in momentum for Mason? The defense, they've looked very good this entire drive. And who else than Kai Woolfolk and Noah Dowers on that fumble? It's been the main guys all year. And there's a way to get the crowd going.
Huge turnover there for the Comets. 6:06 left in the half, and Comets going to start with beautiful field position here at the 32, and that really just re-energized them on the sideline.
Yeah, now here's your big chance to take the lead if you're Mason. You got to capitalize on this drive.
Brown hands it off to Blevins, but Blevins going to be hit immediately. Looking to make it back to the line of scrimmage there. No gain on the carry.
Yeah, those runs up the middle just haven't been any luck for Mason. That huge defensive line for Sycamore, of course, led by Jabbar. They've had answers to everything Mason's thrown at them. You're probably going to look back to some of those outside sweeps. It's been pretty much what Mason's had to lean on so far tonight and these past couple of weeks in general.
Second and 10 now. Dunn in motion. Brown dropping back, feeling some pressure from Ivory. Throws it as he's hit. And it'll just be thrown out of bounds. Smart play there by Brown.
Yeah, you see Brown.
And Zach Ivory was coming off the edge with some force there.
Yeah, force Brown to get outside the pocket. You see him a little frustrated with his offensive line there. The blind side can't come in like that if you're Mason. You got to protect your quarterback. Can't let anybody get to him.
Third and long here for the Comets.
Need a big play here.
Ball at the 33. McMains, the tight end in motion. Play action pass. It'll be a screen. Blown up. Billhorn was lucky to hold on to the ball there.
Who else?
And Sir Ross, the senior linebacker. Big hit there for the Aves on defense.
Yeah, Sir Ross, one of the big names this year for this team. He's really broken out. You know, that's his 6.5 tackle for loss on the season. Yeah, this Sycamore defense, they get behind the line of scrimmage very easily.
Yeah.
And Mason, that's just a big crushing of a drive.
And Comet's in a weird spot here. This will be a 52-yard field goal attempt for the sophomore Gogol. The offense will elect to stay on the field. Ball's at the 35. And play clock winds down to 7, and Coach Castro doesn't like what he sees, so he's going to call a timeout for the Comets, their first of the half.
Yeah, I can't see a reason to go for it right now. It's 3rd and long. You haven't had too much success downfield. You know, Brown just had an incredible punt. If you can try and pin Sycamore within the 10, and defense, they just stood. They just had an incredible stand. You know, that just might be what Mason needs to do here.
Yeah, and you know, it's important to note Mason will receive the second half kickoff. So this would be a long field goal for the sophomore Gogol, and Comets going to stick with it here and leave the offense on the field.
Kind of surprised to see that. Surprised they're keeping the offense back on. You know,
Excuse me, Brown's going to actually be back to punt.
Oh, yeah.
A little confusing when your quarterback's your punter. Brown lined up at about the 50, high snap. A nice catch there. And not a great punt. They're actually going to lose yards there on the punt. Pushing them 5 yards back, so I guess Comets would have been better off going for it there, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, you can't entirely blame Brown. You know, bad snap. He's had a bad season with that. We saw it against Princeton right after, you know, so it was his first game back with an injury and just had to throw one up after a high snap, and happens there again. Honestly, just lucky to get the ball off.
Yeah, and especially, you know, with that injured shoulder, lifting that arm up, definitely feeling some pain there.
Yeah.
Sycamore is going to start at their own 41 now. Have 4 minutes to drive down the field. As Truder takes the snap, hands it off to Harney, shakes free of Woolfolk, and continuing to chug forward. And they're going to give him 10 yards on the carry, enough for the first down. And what a run there by Harney. He was hit in the backfield by the junior Woolfolk and just bounced off of him.
Just shoves him into the ground. It feels like you're always repeating yourself when you talk about a guy at this caliber, but I mean, Eugene Harney, it's just not much to say other than he's a great runner. You know, almost 100 yards last week. He's probably on pace for over 100 tonight. No, he's a guy who you expect to see in the next level some years down the line.
Nice job on that replay. Nice job getting both cameras. Awesome.
Another handoff to Harney as he's continuing to chug forward. Shakes free of many Comet defenders. Picks up 30 yards. See where they officially mark him as he's down to the Comet 22. Kyle Wilson was the one to eventually push him out of bounds there.
And this is the last thing that you want if you're Mason's defense, is letting Harney get into a groove.
Sycamore again hands it off to Harney. He only pick up 2 yards there, but playing with some tempo now.
Yeah, you
Jonathan
see big
Hendricks with the stop there.
Big number 92, the sophomore John Hendricks. He's going to be the future of this defensive line. Him and Bates, 92 and 94. You know, only sophomores right now. Just wait till they're seniors, and they're scaring every offensive lineman in front of them.
Yeah, especially with that Coach Smart training program. Those boys are going to be hard to take down, especially once it becomes. I mean, they're already hard to take down now, but
going
to be hard to block as seniors. Truder hands it off to Harney again. Harney continuing to drive forward, hit at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for 5 yards. So Harney, I mean, just not going down after that first contact tonight.
I don't think there's been a play tonight where he's went down off that first tackler. You know, he isn't a huge back. He's only, you know, about 5'7", 5'8", and you know, you have a guy like that. Of course, he has a incredible build, but just being able to bounce off of a guy like that, off of guys the way he does, it's incredible. It's hard to put into words.
3rd and 3 now for Sycamore. Clock right at 2 minutes. Low snap. Play action pass. Schroeder looking towards the right. And he will connect with Nick Branham, the junior, for the Sycamore first down. And they're inside the 10-yard line now.
Yeah, it seems like Sycamore's just trying to bring this clock down as much as they can. You mentioned, Mason, they're going to get the ball coming out of half. And this offense, the way Harney's running, you just give him the ball a couple times, out of nowhere there's 30 seconds left, and there's not much that the offense, or that Mason's offense can do.
1st and goal at the 9 now for the Aves. 1:54 on the clock. As Schroeder takes a snap, throws up a fade to the corner of the end zone, and beautiful coverage there. Trying to squint my eyes and see these black jerseys, making it hard to see the Comets numbers. I believe that was Charlie Raymond on the outside with the coverage there.
Yeah, those green and black colors don't mix well sometimes, but either way, great defense. Trying to get a jump ball up to Garrett. He's already gotten a touchdown tonight on a similar play, but just being able to get your hands up, swat that ball away, you know, textbook defense.
2nd and 9, 1:49 on the clock. As Schroeder. It's going to be a play action there, but I think an Ave moved a little early, as they were really trying. They got to the line fast and were trying to get a play off, try to catch the Comets off guard.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that you're ready before you try to catch the other team not ready. So it's gonna push them back a little bit. Probably gonna see another ball up to Garrett, or possibly a screen to Harney. I think that's probably some of the options for this team.
Second and goal, ball at the 14. Datillo in motion as Schroeder will hand it up off the middle to Branham. Branham finding some open space near the goal line. Stopped at the 2. Big pickup of 13 there, that delayed handoff.
Yeah, you can't leave the middle open like that. You just give him so much room to work with. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and goal. Mason, you just got to make 1, possibly 2 last stands. Tried to keep this a 1-score game going into the half.
Officially mark him down at the 3-yard line, so 3rd and goal, ball at the 3. Harney is the back, but one-on-one on that right side for Datillo as Schroeder looking towards it, and he connects with Drew Datillo, the senior receiver, for the 2nd Aves touchdown of the night. As Sycamore extends their lead to 11 pending the extra point.
Yeah, that's Datillo's first touchdown of the year. Puts him over 100 yards for the season. And that's just really unfortunate if you're Mason. That's going to make it a 2-possession game. So the offense, you don't have a ton of time left, but maybe try and get some deep shots downfield. Try and get in a field goal range for Gogol.
The extra point is up and good from Nicholas Schnell, the junior. It's officially an 11-point game now here at Dwyer Field, and not sure the Comets were expecting this one. They knew it was going to be a great matchup, but did not expect to be in the hole by 2 scores here already in this first half. But again, a little under a minute left. Comets have 2 timeouts, and that's when the ball's in Quinn Brown's hands. You know he's going to be a playmaker, and
Yeah.
Try to at least get 3 points on the board.
Just try to push the ball downfield. We mentioned how it's been 5 years since Sycamore has taken down Mason, so you know that some of these seniors for Sycamore are putting in everything they've got with potentially their last chance to take down the Comets. We've already seen some of the seniors make a huge impact. That big three of Truder, Harney, and Garrett have already been playing pretty much out of their minds so far tonight. So your Mason's offense, you just got to make something happen here with just a little time left.
Schnell, the lefty, going to will boot it away. Blevins catches it at the 5. And working towards the sideline, has it at the 30, up to the 35 now, and will be dragged out of bounds officially at the 36-yard line. These Comets got 64 yards to work with here and 47 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, you still got a couple timeouts left if you're Mason. So you've had a couple great returns so far tonight. Blevins gets another. We've seen a couple from Dunn. You know, Quinn Brown, you can't run the ball right now. There's just not a lot of time to put a ball in a running back's hands. You got to throw it up. You know, Bill Horn, we haven't seen him much tonight. Him, Greer, possibly Blevins on the outside. Let's see what Mason dials up here.
4 receiver set for the Comets. Adesanya in the backfield. It's Brown. Quick pass to Greer. And they're going to say his knee was down after the 5-yard pickup. Clock continuing to run as Comets hurry up.
Yeah, got to keep going.
Adesanya to the left of Brown. Brown takes the snap. It's going to be a screen pass to Adesanya. Has the first down, and he charges out of bounds into Sycamore territory. Ball at the 47.
Yeah, it's a nice call there to dial up a screen. Adesanya, you know, your big running back, and he gets the first down. Clock stops. So Mason around midfield looking like they can make something out of this drive. You know, just at least get 3.
Yeah.
It's got to be the message right now.
25 seconds left in the half. Again, 2 receivers on each side for Brown and his offense. Adesanya remains in the game as Brown drops back. And he's going to have to escape himself. Or a quick throw. Risky throw there by Brown. Tried to find Blevins. Was incomplete.
Yeah, trying to make something there. You know, the good thing about an incomplete pass is it stops the clock. So at least you get that. It's going to be second and 10. You might have to dial up a deep ball here. You're kind of running out of options if you're Mason.
2nd and 10 now inside of Sycamore territory. 17 seconds on the clock as Brown drops back, looking towards the left side of the field again, and he will find his target, Blevins, excuse me, for a 5-yard pickup. Clock will stop. 12 seconds. Ball at Sycamore 44. So he's still got to get at least probably 10 to 15 more yards to get Gogol in range.
Yeah, saying if you get a first down here, you got, maybe 2 plays left? Possibly.
Yeah, one or 2 plays left here. 12 seconds on the clock as Brown takes a snap. Avoiding pressure and will be taken down. Coach Castor calls a timeout. 7 seconds left.
So now is it Hail Mary time? Just chuck it up, see how far your guy can throw it. You know, his arm probably still isn't exactly 100% from the injury, but maybe we see some backyard football. You don't.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to see the Comets go too crazy here. They don't want to risk a turnover.
Yeah.
That would be worst case scenario, especially you have the ball headed into halftime. Run one more play, maybe a screen pass, try to get some nice blocking from the receivers, and just try to break a play free. But I don't see the Comets trying to do anything crazy here.
Yeah, probably right on that. Just something short and see if your playmakers can make something out of it. It's going to be the last play of the half. Kastner taking a lot of time to dial something up. So, not sure. The jet sweeps have been something Mason has connected with a lot this season. So, I'm saying either a screen or something to the outside.
Comets will line up in trips to the right. Adesanya's the back. 7 seconds, 4th down and 6. Brown drops back. It is going to be that Hail Mary. Ball's caught on the outside by Blevins, and he gets out of bounds with 2 seconds on the clock.
How about that?
Yeah, nice little play design there. Blevins ran the deep out route, and that's going to potentially put Gogol in range here. It'll still be a long field goal, 47 yards, but we've seen him do it this year.
Yeah, he's been a big surprise for this Comet team. The sophomore, probably his longest kick of the season so far. See if he can get it through.
Greer with the hold. Gogol, that one. Short and wide left.
Yeah.
And it's going to do it for the first half here at Dwyer Field. So the Comets trailing here in the 2023 Battle of the Skies. Sycamore Aviators up 11. Mason will have the ball to start the second half, but got a feeling the locker room talk is going to be the boys need to step up a little bit.
Absolutely. This is going to be Kastner getting onto his playmakers and saying this is probably the most important second half of the season that you've had so far.
We'll be back with you for the rest of the action here on Mason Sports Radio. But headed into the half, the Aves in front of the Comets, 14-3. Welcome back to Dwyer Field, the battle of the skies. The Aviators currently on top of the Comets, 14-3. Both of these teams sitting at 4-3, 4-3 in the GMs on the regular season, and 4-2 in the GMC. Both these teams very evenly matched, but the Aviators have been dominating early on. They're striking on offense, leading the charge. Number 25, Eugene Harney. And Daniel, what are some keys to this second half here?
It's really, those two guys who really had great halves is Eugene Harney and Gio Garrett, the wide receiver. So it's got to be, do not let any Sycamore players pass that secondary, and you just got to wrap low on Harney. He's not going to go down off of that first defender. So you hope Coach Kastner gave a nice, motivational talk in the locker room.
Mason takes the opening second half kickoff and done. Blevins, finding some space. Brought down at their own 32, however, there is a flag.
Mason, they've had some really strong returns tonight. Probably the best we've seen from the special teams unit this season.
It looks like this flag's going to be on the Comets. We'll await the official call. It's going to be a hold on the Comets special teams unit. So despite the nice return, they'll walk back all the way to the 23-yard line.
That's still not bad field positioning to start out a drive. So you have a nice return. Unfortunately, it gets called back a bit, but it's almost the same as a touchback.
Comets have been rotating between Chase Blevins and Tammy Adesanya all game long. It will be Blevins to start the second half. Trips to the right. Brown rolling towards the right side of the field. He'll just take it himself. Run out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, don't need to force anything. Try and see if you can get a couple yards. Unfortunately there, Brown just able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So you got second down, nothing happening on first. Just try and get something going. You're down by 2 scores. You got to get some points on that first drive to set a stage for this second half. You can't leave empty-handed.
Handoff up the middle to Blevins. Stopped after a 3-yard gain, and Blevins had an unbelievable first drive, averaging over 10 yards a carry. We saw a 15-yard run and then a 12-yard run. But really, just ever since that first possession, Sycamore's done a nice job of containing him, and they hold him just 3 yards there on the second down rush.
Yeah, Blevins, he's been that top running back for the Comets all year, and
with the absence of Talley.
With the absence of Sky Talley. But Sycamore, they've done a nice job. He like you said, he had that first drive where he looked like he was getting a first down every carry.
Done in motion. Brown drops back. Nice coverage there.
Almost picked
by Elijah Hill as Brown was trying to find his tight end. Liam McMains, but Elijah Hill with a nice coverage breaks up the pass and will force the Comets to punt away.
Yeah, it's a nice secondary for the Sycamore team. We talked about Trey Meadows, one of the best.
As Brown takes it and will boot it away. That one a lot better than his last punt. Fielded by Garrett at their own 32. He's found some space and will pick up about 10 yards on the return, maybe a little bit less. And ultimately taken down at the 44-yard line.
Almost broke out to the outside, but Mason forced him to come right back in. Sycamore, they're going to start right around midfield. And Mason, you're down by 2 scores. Just hope this defense can play the way they played all season.
Four receiver set, an empty backfield for the Aviators on their first possession of the half as Schroeder drops back, screen pass to Harney. Pick up 3 yards there. Kai Woolfolk Kyle Wilson and Raymond. Some of the Comets there to wrap him up.
Yeah, Mason defender almost batted that thing down right in front of Truder. Just luckily able to get it through his hands, and Harney, luckily, good job by the Mason defense to get him down early, not letting him get any space.
2nd and 6 now, ball at the 48. Harney back in the backfield to the left of Truder. 10:04 left in the 3rd quarter, as it will be a handoff up the middle to Harney. And the Comets contain him for a 2-yard gain. John Hendricks and Malachi Reed took him down there.
Yeah, really, other than a couple big runs, Mason's defense in front and defensive line has done a nice job containing Harney. The way he is, he's going to have some of those big runs, but Mason's had some nice answers. And so far this second half, they haven't let anything big.
Tell you what, Daniel, celebrity spotting in the stands. Some of you Comets sports fans might remember this name, Jake Bates, here for Youth Night. Cheer on the Comets. He's at Ball State, but Truder will take the pass. Will take the snap, finds Drew Datillo for the first down. Yes. Picks up 7 yards on the pass.
It's always nice to see a legend like Jake Bates back. He had a great game on his homecoming night last year, had a sack against Truder. So, hopefully he brings some of that energy, maybe get the black hole going a little bit, because this Mason team, they need some energy from the stands right now.
Sycamore trekking down the field slowly but surely. 8:46 left in this 3rd quarter. Truder takes the snap, but Sycamore is going to call a timeout. It'll be their first of the half.
So Sycamore, so far they're kind of doing the Comets way of running an offense, just slowly moving the ball downfield, take as much time off the clock as possible. You're up 2 scores here, a little midway into the 3rd quarter. There's no need to throw anything deep. There's no need for any of that. So just run the ball. You have one of the best run games in the GMC. So probably just going to continue seeing that trend the rest of the night.
Yeah, and we haven't seen much of Chase Terrell tonight rushing the ball. He has about 50 attempts on the year. It's really just been Harney's backfield.
Yeah,
but like you mentioned earlier, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to continue to feed Harney the ball all game long. That one going to be a jet sweep with Terrell. A little bit of an announcer's jinx there. He picks up 5 yards on the jet sweep.
Yeah, and going into this game, Harney had 146 carries. He's easily over 150, and Terrell just a little over 40. So you can tell how much trust.
Truder looking towards the middle of the field, found Garrett, but he wasn't able to hold on to the ball. That one thrown a little bit behind him. Comets catch a nice break there in the secondary.
What a hit from Charlie Raymond right there. That is a nice job making the break up. You kind of just wanted to force Sycamore to run the ball, not letting anything back in that secondary.
3rd and 6 now. Ball on the Comets' 39-yard line. Truder, delayed handoff to Branham. Comets will contain him there. Huge stop on 3rd down. Sycamore's going to have it at an interesting spot. Ball's on the 40. It's going to be about 4th and 4.
Definitely non-field goal range for most high school kickers.
So the decision is going to be: are they going to try to continue, try to run up the score on the Comets, or just play it safe and punt it away? I think that's what they're going to do, and try to pin Brandon Dunn in the Comets back.
It looked like some hesitation from the offense, but it is the right move to bring the punt team on right here. Try and pin Mason in their own red zone.
Levi Simpson will boot it away, and that one muffed by Dunn, and I believe Sycamore fell on top of it.
No. And it's Sycamore football, and that is a killer.
Yeah, and what's going to be even more killer about that ball had a lot of top spin on it. I think that one would have easily bounced into the end zone too for a touchback.
A lot of size on the Mason side of the football right there. You get a nice stop on defense, and all of a sudden, Sycamore's now in the red zone, knocking right at the door, potentially making it a 3-score game.
Yeah, that's Dunn's second muffed punt of the game. He was able to fall on top of the first one in the first half, but a costly mistake there by the Comets. And like you mentioned, Daniel, Sycamore going to start at the Comets' 10-yard line in the red zone. Branham is in motion as Schroeder will take it. Handoff to Harney, cuts back, trying to shake free of some Comets. A flag is thrown in the backfield. We'll see if it's going to be a hold. Could potentially be a face mask on the Comets defense, but flag was thrown pretty early, so I'm thinking it's going to be a hold.
Still great pursuit from the Comet defense. Harney was able to shake off a couple of tacklers, but pending the penalty, it's a nice stop on first down.
Yeah, that penalty makes the mistake sting a little bit less, but still hurting on that Comet sideline. I'll push him back to the 20. Sycamore still in the red zone.
Well, right now it's do not let number 22, Gio Garrett. You might even have to double team him right now because you know if there's only one guy on him, they're going to give him a shot in the end zone. So you're Mason, you got to have a corner and focus the safety directly on him.
Tatillo in motion, but it will be a handoff up the middle to Harney. Continuing to move his legs. Mark him down after a 4-yard pickup.
So right now, the best case scenario for Mason is just hold them to a field goal. You know, it would make it would still keep it a 2-possession game. Mason's able to get two 7s on the board, but you can't let Sycamore reach the end zone right here, or that feels like it could be a dagger.
They'll give him 3 officially on the pickup, so 2nd and 17. Truder taking a shot to the end zone to Garrett, and that's going to be pass interference.
Yeah.
And the ref closest to the coverage didn't throw the flag, but the sideline ref did. And I do think that was pretty blatant pass interference there.
It was. Yeah, you got to call it right there. You could see both guys go down kind of weirdly, and that's going to be an automatic first down for Sycamore. It's just Mason really shooting themselves in the foot this half, and in such a big game like this, you can't have it.
So that'll be an 8-yard penalty. Sycamore will have the ball at their Comets' 8-yard line, 2nd down. Late substitution for Sycamore.
Well, you're Mason, you know what's coming. It's going to be a handoff to Harney. So they've done a nice job generating pressure, getting in the backfield quickly this half. You just got to continue that.
Truder looking towards the corner of the end zone, and another flag thrown.
Wow.
This one's going to be on Stephen McCalmont.
This might be the worst way that this drive could go for Mason. You had them on 3rd down, and That's 2 straight pass interference calls.
And Coach Kastner is fired up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Not like that call. And I will say that one was a little
less blatant.
Little less blatant. Both guys were kind of pushing off each other, and that's one where if there's contact from both sides,
You gotta just let them play.
I would personally keep the flag in the pocket. Appeared to be a clock issue there, but they get it resolved. So 2nd and 4 now. 13 free yards over the past 2 plays for Sycamore. 5:43 left. And that one going to be a handoff to Harney. And he charges forward.
It's going to be close.
I think they're going to mark him short. They're going to mark him down, yep. So 3rd and inches now. Or 3rd and goal with only inches to go. And Sycamore bringing in some extra protection. Number 54, Zion Seyumantufa, 5'6", 255.
I mean, you got to know what's coming right here. Either, don't know if it's a sneak, if it's just a handoff to Harney, but you got to stuff that interior defensive line if you're Mason.
It'll be a handoff to Harney, up the middle, awaiting the call. It looks like it will be a Sycamore touchdown. Eugene Harney, his first touchdown of the game.
And
4 minutes and 55 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Sycamore continuing to drive up the score.
That feels like a bit of a knife to the gut right there if you're Mason. You know, the offense now, it's time to really, you can't chew clock anymore. You're past that point of the game, and every drive counts at this stage. So, you hope to just get points, but you're kind of at the point where you need 7 every drive.
Yeah, and the Comet offense going to trot back onto the field. Yet to score a touchdown tonight. And again, 35 points scored in the first half last week. One of those was a pick 6, but 28 points on offense in that first half.
Just looked like a very different offense tonight.
Yeah. So Dunn and Blevins will remain the return men for the Comets. Sycamore holds the 18-point lead over the Comets. Still about 17 minutes left in the game. Schnell will boot it out of bounds, so the Comets are going to start with nice field position. Ball trickled out of bounds at the 14.
Yeah, so we just mentioned it. It's time for this offense to get aggressive, to start taking some shots. It's been pretty much all year conservative offense, but you're almost into the 4th quarter. You're down by 3 scores. You really gotta pick up the pace.
And it looks like the both special teams units are trying back onto the field. The official call was actually a false start on Sycamore, so that actually ended up being a nice break for them as they're going to re-kick.
When do you see a false start on a kickoff?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, so
The Aviators. It's going to push them back 5 yards, but still
chance to redeem themselves.
Yeah, chance to redeem themselves. So Schnell will boot it away again. It's a neon night here for the Comet student section. A little fundraiser for the cheer team. But the Aviators, the Ave Cave, traveling pretty well tonight.
Yeah, nice showing from Sycamore. I mean, it is one of the most circled games on both teams'
This one going to be a
calendars.
squib kick. Returned by Adesanya at the 40. And charging forward past midfield. So the Comets take advantage of the penalty there.
I think if you're Mason, you might want to do something you really haven't done all year, and that's a first down deep shot. You know, feels like we're repeating ourselves, but you got to push the ball downfield at this point. You know, you can't waste time.
1st and 10 now. Brown in the shotgun, rolling towards the right side of the field, and he'll find Brandon Dunn for the first down. 14 yards on the pickup, and a nice play design there. You know, fake to the left and roll to the right, and
It seems like Brown is probably most comfortable when he's on the run throwing. A lot of times you don't usually see him sit in the pocket. He's usually moving to his right. That time a nice pass done, keeps his feet in, and it's a nice first down, a nice start to the drive.
1st and 10 at the 33. This one, a handoff to Blevins. The ball's out.
Sycamore says they have it.
And just another heartbreak for the Comets. Finally started to get something going offensively, and Blevins just couldn't hold on to the football there after the 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, for a team in the past couple weeks that's been very, very good with ball security. It's been a rough second half. Already 3 fumbles. You know, it's hard to win a game when you keep shooting yourself in the foot like that.
This one going to be a handoff to Harney, dragged down by Tyler Dalton after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, so it's likely to be a lot of running this drive. Take that clock down. You know, we mentioned earlier for these seniors, they haven't came out victorious against the Comets, so able to pull this out tonight. You know, especially down the road the season, with how great of a turnaround Sycamore has had compared to last year. You know, it's going to be a huge win.
2nd and 9. Another handoff to Harney. Breaks free of a few Comet defenders and is able to pick up 4 and turns nothing into 4 yards there. So this makes this 3rd down a bit more manageable.
Yeah, that's what we've seen all game from Harney. Looks like he gets stopped a yard past the line of scrimmage, and just out of nowhere he just breaks free. They're the Comets, so you have a chance to get the ball back. You're not out of it. You get a stop here, you get the ball back. Just got to take care of the football.
Big 3rd down now with 3 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. Harney's the back. Truder dropping back, looking towards the left side of the field, finds Garrett. And McCalmont with the coverage there. The pass was incomplete.
Yeah, nice defense. Probably the Comets' best cornerback that they have, Stephen McCalmont. And that's gonna bring on the punt team. So Mason, they're gonna get the ball back here late in the 3rd quarter. Just hope that they can find some sort of a spark.
And Dunn's not going to touch this one, but a nice Sycamore roll will eventually be touched down at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, not surprised. Dunn just lets it roll. He don't want to risk anything again. A very strong punt from Sycamore. brings this offense back out. We saw that that first pass. You know, Mason, they're able to string together a couple plays like that. It can get them back in this game. But you know, the theme quickly has became just keep control of the football, and you know, ball security. It's so important.
4 receivers in the game now for the Comets. Adesanya is the back after that Blevins fumble. Brown rolling towards the right. And he connects with his target. Blevins, a late flag thrown. And I think this could be a late hit on the Aves.
Yeah, it looked like he was going out of bounds. A late flags like that usually isn't good for the defense. So we'll get the call. And it is going to be on Sycamore, so Comets get a couple extra yards.
Yeah, and this game is not out of reach yet by any means. 18-point game. The Comets can drive down the field and get 7 points on the board.
Yeah, we saw them do it a couple weeks ago against Middletown.
Big comeback on homecoming last time they were here at Dwyer Field.
Just hope you can get some of that magic.
Ball at their own 46. Brown takes it. Play action pass. That one batted away. Aaron Matthew with the coverage on Braden Greer there. It looked like a read option. Brown elected to pass to Greer, and it was just good coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much you can do there when you're on offense. You just got you got a guy like that who, you know, we say Sycamore, they have a great secondary, you know, led by some of the best in the GMC, so it's going to be hard to pass on them.
2nd and 10 now, ball at the 46. 2 receivers on each side for Brown. So he takes the high shotgun snap. Feeling some pressure. And ultimately just throws that one out of bounds. So he was feeling the heat by Eugene Harney.
Man, we've said that name a lot tonight.
Definitely.
Yeah, it looked like Brown kind of panicked there, sensed the pressure. You know, a nice job to just get it out. You know, it doesn't take a sack, but you know, this might be one of the biggest plays of the game so far, if not the biggest. You gotta keep this drive going.
Third and 10. 2:30 left in the third. And another flag going to be thrown.
It's likely a false start.
Actually, they're going to call a delay of game on the Comets. Coach Castor frustrated on the sideline.
And that's really the worst time to get a penalty like that. 3rd and long, and you make it even harder to get.
So 3rd and 15 now as Brown drops back, feeling pressure. It'll be a screen pass to Adesanya. And Adesanya trying to break free of some Sycamore defenders. He picks up 12 yards or 13 yards there on the screen pass. And I think Common offense is going to stay on the field here as
you got to.
4th and 2 now. A lot more manageable.
Adesanya, he was one guy away from taking that possibly to the house. So we just mentioned how that might have been the biggest play.
Comets hurry to the line. Brown rolling to the right. Deep throw to Chase Blevins. Or Brandon Dunn, excuse me. And a huge Comet touchdown on 4th down. And I tell you what, Daniel, that was a risky throw there by Brown. Almost intercepted, but Quinn Brown's got that dog in him, Daniel.
Wow. How about that? When Mason really needed a play, they get it. And just like that, they're back in this.
Big touchdown there by Dunn. I tell you what, these black jerseys really messing with my eyesight, Daniel. But but got to give the credit to Dunn. Eventually, a huge grab, high pointed that football, and took it to the house for 6.
Yeah, that's likely a play we're going to see on the SBs at the end of the year. What a throw by Brown, catch by Dunn, and you just hope that's that spark that Mason needed. Gets the crowd going. You still got a quarter left of football to play. I mean, don't count out these Mason Comets. Mason, their defense has done a good job. They've gotten in some bad situations from some penalties, but if they can just play and contain the run the way that they have, keep themselves in this game.
And that one will trickle out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Gogol almost had enough there for the touchback. Comets can't seem to catch a break tonight.
Yeah. It's tough. Those out-of-bounds kickoffs, it feels like it happens a lot, and it's so costly for giving a team good field position. Sycamore's going to start on their own 35.
So 1:53 left in this third quarter, and 3 now. Comets could have the football back here in this third quarter and try to drive down the field. But first, this defense has got to play like it did last drive. Play action pass by Truder. Takes a shot down the field to Gio Garrett. Nice coverage there in the secondary from McCalmont. However, there is a flag in the backfield. I think it's going to be a hold, though, so that...
Oh, and Garrett's limping. Yeah, you hate to see that if you're a Sycamore fan. It's one of your best players, and you hope he's okay.
So, yeah, it is officially going to be a hold. That'll push the Aviators back 10 yards. So 1st and 20 now, 1:46 on the clock.
I'm kind of surprised that we saw Sycamore take a shot like that. With the score.
I mean, it is the battle of the skies after all, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to put this game away quick, but
this will be a handoff to Harney on the outside run. Picks up 3 yards on the carry.
So now Mason, to have a good opportunity to force a 3 and out. Like you said, they could get this ball back before the third quarter comes to an end, but probably not with the way Sycamore is just gonna run down the clock.
Harney behind Truder. And stuffed in the backfield. That one, John Hendricks.
He's been
shredding
all over
through
the field.
offensive line for the big loss there, 4-yard loss.
And you see him trying to get the team hyped up on the field after that. He's probably had his best game so far of the season. And that's just a great sign to see what's to come these next couple of years.
So 3rd and 19 now for the Aviators. 5 seconds on the play clock. Let's see if they can get it off in time. And they do. Delayed handoff to Harney, and he's got some space ahead of him. And I think Noah Dowers stripped that ball free. Sycamore saying he was down, but we had a pretty good angle on it. I think Dowers was able to strip it.
Mason saying they have it. It's Mason ball.
And the sideline erupts And I know Sycamore's not going to be very happy about that, especially since, it happened on the opposite sideline. But how about the last-second effort play there by Noah Dowers?
What a
Coming
season.
from behind, punches the ball out. And the Comets, they're going to start with the ball at the Sycamore 39, and there's still a few seconds left in this third quarter.
What a season Dowers has had right now. That might have been the loudest we've heard Dwyer Field tonight. And just like that, I mean, we have a game.
First and 10 now. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left for Brown. Takes the snap. Looking towards the left side of the field. Taking a shot to Braden Greer in double coverage. That ball thrown out of bounds. That'll do it for the third quarter here at Dwyer Field. Sycamore leading the Comets 21-10. But Mason starting to creep back into this game. Have it at the Sycamore 39-yard line. Let's see what they can do in the fourth quarter. Make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the action here on Mason Sports Radio. Fourth quarter action here at Dwyer Field. Comets have it at the 39-yard line. Dunn in motion, but it'll be a... But Brown's going to take it himself on the read option. Picks up 6 yards. 3rd and 4 now. Makes that third down a lot more manageable, Daniel.
So that third quarter, it started out pretty bad for the Comets, turning the ball over a couple times.
Twice,
but but somehow they find themselves in a better situation than what they started in. So, it's an 11-point game. You're able to make it one possession with, hopefully you can get in the end zone this drive.
Comets got to get some points on the board here in this drive. Make it a one-possession game. 3rd and 4. Dunn in motion. Sycamore showing man coverage. Adesanya charging forward and plows through for a Comets first down.
This has potential to be a huge comeback for the Comets in the Battle of the Skies game, one of the most looked forward to games of the year. Being able to possibly make a comeback is going to be huge for the rest of the season.
And Sycamore, they run that 3-4 defense, and a lot of the Comets' game plan was to try and run it up the gut, but since they're starting to trail, having to pass the ball a little bit more. And again, they're going to show a run here with Adesanya, picks up 3. But, whenever you have to change that game plan significantly mid-game is really a lot of times when the chaos starts to occur. And we saw that, some turnovers on offense and on special teams. But Comets starting to find their groove here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you hope that big, knock on wood. You hope that that big play really sets off that fire in this offense. They're approaching the red zone. You got to get 7.
2nd and 7, ball to 25. Brown under center, and he's rolling to his left. Sees Greer in a beautiful throw. Greer not able to hold on to it. Beautiful route run there by Greer, but just couldn't hold on to the pass from Brown.
And what a play that would have been just not able to reel it in. If that's just a huge missed opportunity for Mason. Still got a couple plays left. But man, what a huge shift that could have made.
Another handoff to Adesanya, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give him maybe a yard, but that'll be fourth and 5. The Comet offense going to stay on the field.
Here's
Not going to lie, Daniel. I think if it was me, I would boot it in for 3 here. Just try to make it a one-score game, get the points while you can.
yeah.
But I like the aggressiveness from the Comets here.
I wonder if we see another hard count. You know, we saw it
Yeah,
earlier.
Definitely
earlier
a possibility.
This game.
4th and 6, though, so they would still be
yeah.
4th down. Brown rolling to the left.
He's got room. And that pass is incomplete. It looked like he had room to run, but he just hesitates. And man, that's a crusher.
Yeah, and it looked like at the last second, Brandon Dunn, was able to scrape free of and find some space, but at that point it was too late. Brown was feeling the pressure and just had to let the ball go and threw it a little bit behind him. Crusher there on 4th down.
If you're Brown, you just can't hesitate there. You gotta make a decision. And hopefully this defense can come up with another turnover. But that felt like a big chance that Mason just isn't able to capitalize on.
10 minutes left in the 4th. Schroeder. Hand this one off to Harney. Harney with the spin move, 2 spin moves. Picks up 6 yards on the carry. Nice run there by the senior.
It's just hard to get that guy down with the strength, the elusiveness that he has. Yeah, you're Mason. Hopefully you're able to, get that ball out of his hands again. But that's likely a lot. What we're going to see a lot this drive is just the ball in number 25's hands.
Handoff up the middle from Harney. Trying to push forward for a 1st down, but it won't be enough.
Yeah, almost gets a push from the offensive line. Mason's defense doing a nice job of swarming to the ball. So here's a big 3rd down, 3rd and 4. You got to get a stop here. Absolutely cannot let Sycamore get a 1st down here.
First and 10 now for the Aviators. 8:23 left. Sycamore just letting this clock wind down, taking their sweet time. This one going to be a handoff to Terrell on the jet sweep.
It's going to be a 1st down and a lot more. Just that run game all night, and weirdly enough, on that huge play, it's not Harney that gets the call. Big loss if you're Mason.
It's Harney again in the backfield. 1st and 10. He'll take the handoff. Big hit and stop there by the Comets. Kai Woolfolk was the first one there, coming off the outside. Stuffs him for no gain.
Yeah, Woolfolk, he's had a nice game tonight. Been in the backfield a couple of times. So he still can't get the ball back. He's still got A lot of time left on the clock. But you know Sycamore, they're going to drain as much of it as they can.
Under 7 minutes now. Tillo in motion. Delayed handoff to Harney. Shaken free of some Comet defenders. Behind the line of scrimmage. And the Wizard again turns what should have been about a 5-yard loss into a 1-yard gain. However, there was a flag thrown in the backfield, so I think that's going to be on Sycamore, and they'll be walking 10 yards back for a hold.
Feels like that's happened so many times tonight. I mean, what is that, the 5th time maybe that we've seen Harney just break out of a huge pile? Still waiting to call. Looks like we're still some confusion.
That was actually a face mask, so. So Sycamore will have a much more manageable second down. 2nd and 2. Handoff to Harney up the middle, bounces to the right, and will lunge forward for the first down. A flag's thrown in the backfield, though. This might be another face mask on the Comets. Liam McManus was the first one there for the Comets. Or was the one to ultimately bring him down, excuse me. 6:14 left in this 4th quarter, and we'll wait the official call. It's a hold on Sycamore, so. And also a face mask on the Comets, so those will offset.
Lots of penalties tonight for the Comets. And you're just not going to win games when you keep doing that. Whether it's face mask, pass interference, whatever it is. Comets have a lot to clean up. It's likely going to be a long day of film this week.
Second and 2 now, 5:50. The clock continuing to wind down. Drop snap. They're going to say when Truder picked it up, his knee was on the ground. So a costly 5-yard loss there on second down. Will push him back to 3rd and 7.
Still about 6 minutes left in this game. If you get a stop here, get the ball back. It's still definitely not over. Mason is still in this.
Yeah, and I think that decision to go for it on 4th down could end up proving costly. You know, Gogol didn't. His last field goal attempt wasn't the best, so I do see the decision there.
Was a pretty far kick.
Yeah. There's going to be a timeout called, I believe, on Sycamore. So that'll stop the clock at 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
This kind of feels like your last chance if you're Mason. You know, unfortunately, but you let them get a first down, continue to chip away at this clock. You got to get the ball back as quick as you can, and it feels like this third and semi-long is your best chance. You know, obviously another turnover would be great.
Daniel, if you're the Aviators here, what play are you drawing up, and who are you feeding the ball to?
25. I mean, it's got to be the way he's ran tonight. you know, even though you do need those long yards, probably a screen. Probably a screen is your best shot, but either way, you got to get the ball to Eugene Harney or Gio Garrett, your two playmakers. But Mason, you on that same note, you know who's likely to get the ball, so you just got to make a stop here.
3rd and 6 now. Sycamore. Truder drops the snap again. But there's going to be a false start, and that's the second, I guess we could say, lucky false start for Sycamore. We saw in the kickoff when he kicked out of bounds, there was a false start on special teams, and there Truder dropped the snap, and luckily for the Aves, there was a false start on offense.
It's the second drop snap of the drive, both times. Plays called dead. So, yeah, Sycamore getting a little bit of a break, but it is going to push them back.
3rd and 11 now for the Aviators. Went from 2nd and 2 to now 3rd and 11. This one going to be a jet sweep handoff to Terrell. Terrell picks up 7 yards on the carry, but not going to be enough for the first down. Coach Castor calls his first timeout.
So you force the 4th down. Sycamore brings on their punting unit. Yeah, you gotta start using your timeouts at this point in the game. And you're Mason. You have to do what you did last drive. Set up some of those deep balls. Just hope you can reel them in. But I mean, we said it a couple drives ago, so it means more now. You can't really run the ball anymore. It's got to be through the air.
Yeah, and that playbook limited to those passes. They were setting up a lot of play actions earlier on, in the first half, but that was more just because they had that run that could be disguised in there whenever they needed. But now Comets just got to let it air it out. They've got to have some confidence in Quinn Brown. His first full game back since that shoulder injury. First, Comets got to get down on special teams, and we've seen 2 muffed punts already today. And a nice punt there by Schnell, as it will roll all the way to the Comets 6. And Trey Meadows will touch it down for the Aviators. 4:56 left in the game. Comets trailing by 2 scores.
Yeah, you mentioned that they try to run some of the play action. A play action is not going to fool anybody at this point. So you line up in the shotgun. You just got to give Brown his time. He's likely to roll out, most likely to his right. You hope you can see guys like Greer, Billhorn, and Blevins really take control of this game.
Officials timeout. So there was a play clock issue. It's 1st and 10 now. Ball at the Comets 6-yard line. Got 94 yards to work with. This one, a handoff up the middle to Adesanya. Adesanya charges forward, picks up 9 yards on the carry. Comets going to hurry back to the line.
I want to see Mason run a screen on Adesanya. You get a guy that size to the outside, get some lead blockers ahead of him.
Adesanya picks up 1. They actually gave him the first down on that last play. Picks up 2 on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Zach Ivory on the tackle.
Brown rolling towards the right. Finds Colin Billhorn. Will they mark him down for the first? And they will. Ref signals for the chains to move, and Comets moving with some speed there, catching Sycamore off their on the tip of their toes. Nice. That pass attempt incomplete to Brandon Dunn. Like the design there, but weren't able to get it off in time.
And even though he's had a little bit of trouble in special teams, it's been a very good game from Dunn.
Offensively, yeah.
Offensively, he had that huge touchdown, which only touchdown of the game for Mason, which has kept him in the game. You know, he usually isn't one of their top receivers, but he's proven tonight that he is a very reliable name.
2nd and 10 with 4:12 left in the game. Brown dropping back. Has to escape pressure and taken down. Let's see if he was able to pick up a yard there.
You got to get on the ball.
3rd and 9. Comets hustling back to the line.
You know, it's kind of looking like that Week 1 Gahana Lincoln, like the way this offense is moving.
Brown dropping back. It'll be a screen pass to Adesanya. Wasn't able to get much there. 4 yards.
Is able to get out of bounds.
It's Comets. Able to take a second and take a deep breath. Crucial 4th down here inside of their own 50.
Yeah. Offense going to stay on the field. They got to.
Big 4th and 5 now. Brown will take the snap. Looking towards the left side of the field. Finds Blevins for the first down. 12 yards on the pickup by the senior slot receiver.
So that keeps the game alive. Great throw by Brown. Comets hurry up to the line.
Quick little out route to Greer. Pick up 4 yards, but he wasn't able to get out of bounds, so the clock's still running. 3:22 left in the game. Brown trying to escape some pressure, takes a hit as he threw it. And Blevins wasn't able to pull it in. Scary play there for Comets fans. That ball almost got stripped from Brown.
Yeah, just able to get it out that last second. You know, he's done a nice job of getting the ball out before going down. So that time very close.
3rd and 7 for the Comets. Ball at their own 47-yard line. Brown rolling to his right. Throwing at the feet of Blevins. He did take a big hit before the ball got to him, but I think they're going to rule that ball uncatchable. So the flag stays in the pocket, but Blevins did take a hit before he was able to get to the ball.
Yeah. So
Another big 4th down for Mason.
it's pretty much been Chase Blevins this whole drive. Your Sycamore, you got to keep an eye out on him.
Trips to the right. Adesanya in the backfield. He'll stay for protection as Brown taking a shot down the field to Billhorn. And Billhorn can't pull it in. Nice coverage there by Ron Matthew, the senior corner. That could be the nail in the coffin here at Dwyer Field. Sycamore will take possession inside their own 50. Or inside the Comet 50, excuse me.
Yeah, it's Matthew's fifth pass breakup of the year. You know, it's hard to win those one-on-ones against this Sycamore secondary. At time, Mason just unable to convert.
Dwyer Field stands starting to empty. People are starting to leave, and still 3 minutes left in the game. Anything can happen. We saw that comeback 2 weeks ago at Dwyer Field as they're going to hand off to Harney. But I think a lot of Comet fans, after leaving that Middletown game, missed a historic game. So you never know. You never know what can happen here at Dwyer Field.
History loves to repeat itself. So you hope it can this time around.
And we mentioned it last year. A big win for the Comets over the Aviators, 38-13. The Battle of the Skies trophy has been at Mason High School for a while, the past 5 years. So this could be a big program win for Sycamore.
Yeah, it's the first time some of these big seniors get to hold the trophy over Mason. So, that's got to feel good for them.
Harney takes the handoff again, but nothing much. Maybe picks up a yard, but still be 3rd and long.
Yeah, still. Like we said, game's still not over, but every play just becomes even more important as we go on. Feels like Mason's just missed all of their opportunities. This defense has still kept them in this game, and you gotta appreciate that with how well they played this second half.
Yeah, very, very disciplined Sycamore team. Coach Scott Datillo and his staff.
It's taken a long time to draw up a play for Sycamore.
.206 left in the game. 3rd and 11 now. Likely going to be a run to Harney. It'll be a jet sweep handoff to Terrell. Not enough for the first down. Picks up only about 3 on the carry.
Does chew the clock a little more, but it does bring the punt unit back on. So Mason, they're going to get the ball back. Sycamore's punting unit has been incredible tonight, so hope maybe there's some luck on Mason's side. Hopefully a touchback or possibly a big return. We've seen some returns on some kickoffs, but nothing much from the punts.
Yeah, and you've got to give a big shout out to Nicholas Schnell. I mean, we saw him pin that ball at the 6-yard line, but even that punt, the two of the punts that were muffed by Dunn, is putting a lot of spin on that ball, making it hard to catch.
Yeah, punter, it's such an overlooked position, but it can be so important. There's going to be another flag.
False start on Sycamore. A lot of weird false starts from Sycamore today on special teams. Don't see that very often.
Hey, you see a kickoff, false start. Probably one of the first times I've seen something like that. Now you get one on a punt.
Dunn lined up to return at the 25. A Schnell, a very low punt, and it goes over Dunn's head. Picks it up at the 10, trying to make something out of nothing. He tackled down at the 23-yard line. 1:49 left in the game. Comets going to try to drive downfield, get some points, get some more points on the board, and then pray for an onside kick and
hope for a miracle. But first, you gotta get a drive going. You gotta get a big play. We saw it with Dunn a couple of drives ago. You need another one of those.
1st and 10. Brown dropping back, has a lot of time. Can't find a receiver, and he'll just take it out of bounds. Pick up 4 on a carry. Stop the clock. Got to give a big shout out to Sycamore's secondary.
They've allowed nothing.
Yeah, they've been just swarming the ball and very tight coverage, really locking down these Mason receivers.
Of course, the guys like Harney and Trey Meadows, who we haven't seen a ton tonight. 4 interceptions, and GMC leading. Haven't heard his name much. You got to look out for him.
Brown rolling to the left. Connects with Blevins. He drops the ball. Had enough for the first down. But ball flew backwards and just ended up netting 0 yards on the play.
So many missed opportunities for this offense. It's going to make it 3rd down and pretty long.
3rd and 6, ball at the 28. Brown feeling some pressure. Connects with Greer for the first down. Clock winding down. 1:23. It'll stop for the chains to move.
It was a very tight coverage. Nice throw. Mason hurries up to the line, and he's going to look pretty deep. And it's going to be incomplete.
The incomplete pass stops the clock at 1:14.
Pass will stop the clock at 1:14. 2nd and 10. Ball at the Comets 38. Second and 10 now. Brown has a lot of time. And that one intercepted by who other than number 25, Eugene Harney. Picks up 15 on the return. And what a game from the senior.
His first interception of the season, and probably Sycamore's most important interception of the season. And that really will nail the coffin. Sycamore, for the first time in 5 years, will take home the Battle of the Skies after just a couple of kneels.
Yep, and it looks like Sycamore will line up in victory formation. Comets out of timeouts. For the first time in 5 years, the Aviators will hoist the Battle of the Skies trophy. Coming off that big win versus Coleraine last week, Comets were on a 3-game win streak, had some momentum, but tonight just couldn't put the pieces together.
And looking at
they've got a huge game next week.
Yeah, the next week, Sycamore, they host Hamilton, one of the top teams in the GMC. That's sure to be a huge game.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's going to be a fun game to watch, Daniel. Hamilton was tough when the Comets played them, but the way Sycamore played tonight and being at home, we could be on upset alert.
And only 2 games left. It's playoff time. Seeding's going to start. That's going to be huge. On the Mason side, they head to Lakota West, going to try to refine their footing. So a tough loss for the Mason Comets. They fall back to 500 at 4-4. A lot of things that they can do better. It's going to be, a long day of film, this next week. Just a lot to clean up if you're Mason.
Yeah, big shout out to our crew tonight. Isaac Vargo working the camera, Brain Johansson doing tech, Daniel Panetti with the color commentary, and I've been Adam Little with the play-by-play. The final from Dwyer Field, the Sycamore Aviators take down the Mason Comets 21-10 in the 2023 Battle of the